Listening to page 65. What you'll hear is an interview with Jessica Stevenson, an actress and a writer. She's talking about her life and her flat-sharing experience.
Good morning, Miss Stevenson. I would like to know where you got the initial ideas for the characters for your last comedy.
Well, I used to live below a woman and her daughter who reminded me of me and my mom, but who were even more at each other's throats. So Marcia and Amber are based on them. Brian was basically based on a comedian I know. Daisy is a bit like a lot of women I know. Brilliant, talented, just misunderstood, you know? Mike and Twist are the distillation of our masculine and feminine sides. I love Daisy and Twist's relationship. They are drawn to each other, but neither one really knows why.
Have you ever had a nightmarish house sharing or flat sharing experience?
When I first moved to London, for the first 2 years, I stayed with a friend in a flat where my bedroom was also the front room. In theory, I thought the idea of going to sleep behind the sofa while my friend watched telly was thrilling and grown up. In practice, I nearly lost my mind. During the first weeks, we were both working hard to get on with each other because we knew we had to spend 1 year living together side by side, and that if we weren't careful, the little differences in our personalities would start to cause problems. It's often the little everyday things that are the hardest. For example, with things like the housework, the food shopping, and bills, you both start off by doing everything in your power to avoid clashes, even if that means making compromises. But as time goes on, it becomes harder and harder to avoid clashes, often over the smallest, most insignificant things.
What interests you about the idea of living with a roommate?
Well, it's just so difficult for both people. No one can have a private life. You are always disturbing your flatmate when you get up because you start the day at different times. Your roommate might want to watch TV and you might want to go to sleep. Even if it's a close friend you're sharing with, living with someone else is always difficult and there are always tensions. In conclusion, living with a roommate is an experience for life. You learn a lot about yourself and about your friend. Sometimes things end badly. In my own personal case, overall, I was reasonably happy, and I hope my roommate was too. It prepared me for my next experience of living with someone, my husband.
Now that you have won the Comedy Newcomer Cucumber Award, does this mean that your future lies in comedy and not serious drama?
Who knows what the future holds? I like a bit of drama, but I love comedy. We'll just have to see.
What occupation would you now have if you hadn't made it as an excellent comedy actress or writer?
Stripper or teacher. Teaching stripping would be the ideal.
Interesting. Thank you very much for being with us, Jessica.
Thanks to you. It's been a pleasure to be in London on the best chat shows this country has.